Welcome back to yet another live broadcast on this, special Friday evening slash night. It's a quarter to the hour of 11 p.m. So that means we get here at quarter, a quarter before the top of the hour when we are usually here. But yeah, given that sometimes we do come on late, what is it to say that we cannot come earlier if the situation does permit it? And yeah, and that's basically what it is, that we are getting here a quarter an hour earlier. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you've had a wonderful day and everything that has comes with a Friday. The weekend gets underway. I know for most football fans, sometimes or oftentimes, the international break, especially when we're in these zones of the qualifiers, can be a boring episode for many of you guys. But nonetheless, that notwithstanding, like I said yesterday, we do have the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. That's the 2026 edition. And we will be speaking about those because we've had some interesting results, particularly in Africa, and yet there is more to come in the coming days. We'll be going through that in its entirety, as well as among other things that could come up on our menu. You know, our menu is a dynamic menu. It's always a versatile menu. Anything can come up. We did put out a video today ranking the 12 best Premier League signings of the summer. You can go to the channel under the video section and watch that episode and give me your thoughts. Leave me a comment down under the comment section and let me know what it is that you think about those 12 signings that I did give or that I did rank as the best 12 signings of the recently concluded transfer window in as far as the Premier League is concerned. That's where our conversation did rotate. It's a video of about 24 minutes. I'll put the link after in the description to this particular broadcast, among other things. So please go down and check out that video as well. For those of you that watched the previous one about who had the best transfer window amongst the big six, thank you so much. I know the views have not been plenty, but for the few of you that managed to catch it, I do appreciate you a great deal. So do me the absolute honor and favor and go ahead and watch that one also, that speaks about the 12 best Premier League signings of the transfer window of the summer. And I would really appreciate that a great deal. Excuse me. Yes. Among other things, like I said, our conversation this evening will pretty much rotate around the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. We know that come the end of the season, the 2025-2026 campaign, we will be going for the FIFA World Cup that will be hosted between Mexico, Canada, as well as the USA, with the USA taking a large chunk of games in terms of hosting the competition. Mexico City, Toronto, some of those cities that where our games will be hosted come the end of the season. Now, in preparation to that, teams are playing their qualifiers for the World Cup. Remember, it's going to be a new format of the World Cup. It's going to be a new World Cup that will not have 32 teams as traditionally been the case. It's going to be a World Cup of 48 teams. What that means is that as opposed to having about 63, 64 games played, we will be having 104 games played. So we'll have, I think, 12 groups. Yes, yes, we'll have, is it 12 groups? Yes, 12 groups. Thereabouts. 4 divided by 12. No, sorry, 4 times 12. Yes, we'll have 48 teams. And they will be grouped in 12 groups of 4 teams each. And then we will have the best 2 teams qualify out of the group stages directly to formulate a cohort of about 24 teams. Remember, 12 groups, take 2, the top 2, that gives you 12 times 2 is 24. And then we will have 8 teams. We will have 8 teams. I think, yes, 8 teams. That will finish as the 3rd best placed teams also qualify to make a total of 32 teams. You hear me? To make a total of 32 teams. We have had the initial 24 from the 12 groups. That's the top 2 respectively. And then we will go back to those respective 12 groups and find the 3rd best teams across the entire 12 groups. We will pick out 8 teams, not 12, 8 teams to add to the 24 to make a total tally of 32 teams. And then we'll go for the round of 32, which will be a knockout stage. Now, after that, that knockout stage will kick off at the round of 32, and then we'll go to the round of 16, to the quarterfinals, to the semifinals, and eventually the finals. So that's going to be the structure or the format of the expanded FIFA World Cup. Now, with the expanded FIFA World Cup, different continents have been allotted at different, number of teams that will be, different number of teams that different continents will be taking to the World Cup. So I think in the case of Africa, we will have, I think we have 9 slots. I think we'll have about 9 slots. So in the new format, in the new expanded format. So yes, Africa has 9 direct slots. Now it's those 9 direct slots that our teams, including the Uganda Cranes, that are playing to get a piece of and qualify for that edition. So, and today we did have a game being played for the Uganda Cranes at Mandela National Stadium in Namboole. Earlier on, there was a game between Somalia and Guinea beat up against Somalia by 3-0 at the same stadium. That game kicked off, I think, at about 3 p.m. Before the 7 kickoff for Uganda Cranes versus Mozambique. Now, the first half in itself, again, Uganda, I thought Uganda had a very, very dominant performance in the first half, although goals were not coming. Jude Semugabi had one of the best opportunities of the first half, but before he could take his shot away, he was tackled in the area, so much so to the appeal of majority of Uganda Cranes players, including captain Khalid Aucho, who thought that should have been a penalty awarded. Now, the reason as to why it wasn't, or it couldn't be awarded, is because the referee did not make that kind of on-field decision. And in this particular case, we do not have a video assistant referee or VAR. So that means we could not take the case to the monitor to see what there was for the officials to say, to have a review of the incident, to decide whether it had been a foul worthy of a penalty, that Jude Semugabi had been denied a goal scoring opportunity or not. So that appeal was worked off. Uganda got so many corner kicks or set piece plays in the first half, but none of them yielded results. Some corner kicks that were floated in were really, really poor, but that notwithstanding, they went on to have, I think, arguably the best second half they've ever had in as far as the Uganda Cranes is concerned, but as far as also playing at Namboole is concerned, because when we did return for the second half, the midfield attacking minstrel, the soft left-footed star in Alan Okello, who does play for Vipers Sports Club, apologies, it's Vipers Sports Club, did score a brilliant strike. It was a strike from distance, about maybe 20 yards or so from that kind of distance, to beat the Mozambique goalkeeper in the 48th minute and give Uganda Cranes the lead into that game. It's the kind of moment where you say big players show up on big occasions, on big moments, at big stages, and take the bull by its horns. And basically that's what he did, because for everything they had tried in the first half, had not paid off, and he decided to take matters in his own hands, and he went for it from distance, and that ball hit into the back of the corner. Into the back of the net to give Uganda Cranes the 1-0 lead. At the time, game went on, chances sort of fell far between, especially on the side of Mozambique. Really, things were not really happening for them. Uganda Cranes, like I said, were having a good day. And then in the 70th minute, Rogers Mato also scored the color to make it 2-0. I mean, what a beautiful, goal it was. The build-up play in itself leading to that goal, the way he dribbles past his first touch, literally takes out a defender, and then his second touch, which is using his left foot, sort of entirely puts the defender out of the frame, and he takes a bit of a pause before carrying that ball on his right foot. Now, that bit of pause sort of gets the goalkeeper a bit static, sort of frozen in a moment, and he curls that ball into the far corner. Beautiful goals to watch. I mean, if you've not chanced yourself into watching those goals, please do go and find them online. You can check out on X. Go look for FIFA TV. That's the Federation of Uganda Football Associations television station handle, and then you will be able to catch on some of those goals. So it was a beautiful goal. And then 14 minutes later, Rogers Mato was at it again when he scored to make it 3-0 for the Uganda Cranes. Not the best, of course, a bit of, a fumbled ball in the area before he latches onto it, and he scores to make it 3-0. And then in the 90th minute, off a set piece, this time around, a corner kick is floated in, and the defender, Elio Capradosi, was at the end of it to make sure that Uganda secure their fourth goal. I mean, I struggle to remember the last time I did watch the Uganda Cranes has put four past, a team. We know that recently in the African Nations Championships, that's Chan, they did beat one of their opponents by 3-0. I think that was Niger. Was it Niger or Guinea? One of them, they did put, 3 past 10. But this time around, they put 4 past Mozambique. Now, one would say perhaps Mozambique was, an easy team to play against. But trust me, that was never the case, because remember, the African teams are grouped into a pools of 6 teams. So by the time we came into match day 7, Mozambique were second on that log, with Algeria ahead of everybody else, because Algeria only have 1 loss. They have 0 draws out of 7 games played. They've won 6 games, lost 1, and that puts them at a tally of 18 points. So Mozambique, who until today had only lost 2 games, were second with 12 points, having won 4 games at the time before kickoff, and Uganda needed to beat them to leapfrog them out of that position. So, and given that beautiful goal difference, with Uganda having a positive 3 now compared to Mozambique's negative 5, puts Uganda ahead of Mozambique to second place on that Group D. It's on that Group G league. Mini table. Like I said, Algeria are top, Uganda Cranes come second, Mozambique third, Guinea come fourth, while Botswana 5th, and then Somalia, of course, are lag behind with just a point to their name. So you can see it's only Somalia that has a single point, and that point they did pick it up of Guinea when they shared the spoils in a goalless draw in the first leg before today's Guinea putting 3 past that Somalia team. So basically that's it in terms of overall statistics. According to Live Score, Uganda Cranes had a 51% ball possession compared to Mozambique's 49%. Shots on target for Uganda Cranes were 9 versus Mozambique's 2. Shots off target for Uganda Cranes were 9 versus Mozambique's 1. Corner kicks were 11-0 in favor of Uganda Cranes. So that clearly tells you how dominant a performance Uganda Cranes had in that particular game. It's not every single day that you get to see that kind of dominant performance from the Uganda Cranes, but it was for the Uganda Cranes today. They do return into action still at Namboole Stadium when they host Somalia. That's on 8th September. Yes, 8th September. That's going to be next week on Monday. Yes, next week on Monday, they will be back in action at Namboole, at Mandela National Stadium, Namboole, when they host Somalia under the floodlights at 7 p.m. East African time. That will be the kickoff. In the same group, Mozambique will be at home against Botswana, while Guinea will entertain Algeria in Guinea, with Guinea being the home side, just as much as Mozambique will be at home against Botswana in the next fixtures that will be coming for those sides. Then, of course, like I said, after this, the international break will return after, I think, the first, is it going to be the first weekend of October? I stand to be corrected, but I know it's, yes, yes, no, maybe, is it going to be, because the fixture shows 6th October, but around that period, we know that soon there will be an October international break, then we will have a November international break before things wrap up. But until then, those teams will be in action for the qualifiers. Then let's look away in other groups. In Group A, Comoros beat up against Madagascar by a goal to nil, while Tunisia lost to Gambia by a goal to nil. That one is a pool of 4 teams, with Comoros leading the pile with 12 points, while Tunisia comes second with 10 points after 6 games played for those sides. The groups are quite a number, but like I told you, it's only 9 teams that will be qualified. In Group B, we do have Central African Republic, Gabon, and Central African Republic are the other. Oh, sorry, apologies. This is a different. That's a different setting. Apologies on that. Let me. I don't know. Live score almost misled me. What World Cup qualifiers for Africa. Let's find the right, data in terms of the World Cup qualifiers for Africa. Yes, and look at those respective tables, as well as groups, how teams are being assembled. Action is ongoing between Morocco and Nigeria. Morocco lead up against Nigeria by 2 goals to nil. Nigeria are down with a manless after Adol Latif. Sorry, Niger. It's not Nigeria. It's Niger. Latif was sent off in that game between Morocco and Niger. Morocco at home. Remember, Morocco are going to host the Africa Cup of Nations later this month. Senegal are leading by 2 goals to nil against Sudan, while Ivory Coast are leading Burundi by 1 goal to nil. Egypt are leading Ethiopia by 2 goals to nil. Those games are all into halftime, while tomorrow Nigeria will entertain Rwanda in the other fixtures. So in the respective groups, this is a look at Group A. In Group A, Egypt lead the pile with 19 points. Like I said, the writing is on the wall. These teams are going to play 10 games home and away. So this is match day 7, and the leader of the group will qualify directly, because we have as many as let me see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. Yes, we have groups until G. So that's 8, and then we'll find a way of making the 9th team. So in Group A, in Group A, Egypt lead the pile with 19 points. Burkina Faso comes second with 14 points. All of them have played 7 games. Like I said, Egypt are in action at the moment against Ethiopia. In third place is Sierra Leone with 9 points, while Guinea-Bissau or Guinea-Bissau have 7 points. Ethiopia linger in 5th place with 6 points, while Djibouti have only 1 point. In Group B, DRC lead the pile. Now, this is a very, very tight group. It's a group that has so many strong teams. It has DRC Congo, it has Senegal, it has Sudan, the Sudan of Khartoum. It has Mauritania, Togo, and South Sudan. But DR Congo lead the pile with 16 points after 7 games played. Senegal comes second, and at the moment are leading up against Sudan by 2-0. That puts them at 15 points in second place, while Sudan are in third place with 12 points. Mauritania, Togo, and South Sudan complete the bottom 3 with 5, 4, and 3 points respectively. In Group C, South Africa are dominating affairs. They're leading with 16 points, while Benin comes second with 11 points. Rwanda, who play Nigeria tomorrow away, third with 8 points, while Nigeria has 7 points after 6 games played. Lesotho there have 6 points, while Zimbabwe have 4 points. In Group D, we have Cape Verde, or Cape Verde, as Africans pronounce it, do lead the pile with 16 points after 7 games played, while Cameroon come second with 15 points after a similar number of games. Libya come third with 11 points. Angola, Mauritius, and Eswatini complete that pile of 6 teams with 7, 5, and 2 points respectively. In Group E, Morocco lead the pile with 18 points. Like I said, they are having a 2-0 lead against Niger, while Tanzania comes second with 10 points. You can see it's a huge, a point gap between these sides. That's as many as 8 points. So looks like it's the writing on the wall that teams like Morocco will be at the World Cup come 2026. Zambia comes third with 6 points, as well as Niger in 4th place. Congo, that's the Republic of Congo, do have just a point, while Eritrea, this one forfeited their games. They are not playing, but they had been grouped in Group E. Then in Group F, all teams have played 7 games, and it's a tight one. Ivory Coast lead the pile at the moment. They are leading up against Burundi by 1-0, but they have 19 points. In second place is Gabon with 18 points. Burundi have 10 points. Gambia 7 points. In 4th place, Kenya is 6 points, while Seychelles have just 0 points after 7 games played. In Group G, Algeria lead the pile. Like I told you, that's where Uganda is, Mozambique, Guinea, and Botswana, as well as Somalia, while Group H has Tunisia leading the pile. Tunisia with 19 points. And Namibia comes second with 12 points. Liberia come third with 10 points. Equatorial Guinea with 10 points. Malawi 9 points, while Sao Tome and Principe, that's how it's called, have 0 points. In Group I, we do have Ghana leading the pile with 16 points. Madagascar comes second with 13 points, while Mali comes third with 12 points. Comoros come 4th with a similar number of points, while Central African Republic and Chad bottom with 5 points and 1 point respectively. In Group J, Ivory Coast, now this group has as many as 9 teams. Cameroon and Senegal have 15 points apiece, but Ivory Coast is, I don't know, it's being blocked out. I don't know why, but Burkina Faso in the same group with 14 points, Madagascar 13 points, Namibia with this is strange. Why do we have Uganda here? Anyway, this is a bit of a ranking. I'd want to believe this is the ranking of all teams. No, but it wouldn't be the case because there are majority of teams that I wouldn't be seeing here. But yeah. Anyways, it's group up to Group I. So those are the respective groups. Dennis Bangonga has 8 goals. Mosala has 7. Jordan Ayew of Ghana has 6 goals. Those are some of the leading scorers. in terms of in as far as this competition is concerned. For the assisters, they all have 4 assists. It's a pool of 3 players, including including Jordan Ayew there. So that's the overview of the World Cup qualifiers at the moment. I suspect Egypt will make it through. Congo, Senegal, and Sudan, that's still a bit tight, very, very undecided. While I feel that South Africa will advance in Group C. Then in Group D, I expect Cape Verde to beat Cameroon. You know, Cameroon is a very good team, but Cape Verde can be equally good. Then Morocco to advance. So Cape Verde, Morocco, South Africa, Egypt, then Ivory Coast to go through. That's 5. Algeria to make it. That's 6. Tunisia to make it. That's 7. So that means we are left with 2 slots. Ghana to make it. That means we are left with 1 slot, and that 1 slot should be falling to maybe. I'm just DR Congo have a very, very good head coach in Sebastian Desabre, but I'm going to go with Senegal to pick them at the end of the day to qualify for the World Cup. Those will be my predictions for the World Cup qualifiers in terms of who will advance. But yeah, beautiful game of football played there for the Uganda Cranes today. I mean, you couldn't ask for any better. On such a given day. They had a very, very dominant performance, very, very beautiful game of football. They did treat to the fans today. It's one that you'd love to watch and have a repeat of it because it was that good. Then quickly, maybe, anyways, not quickly, but away elsewhere. Of course, like I said, the international break continues to rage on. We know that Europe has their own qualifiers. And Mikel Merino did score in that game for Spain, like I told you the other time. But I mean, he's one of those players. He's one of those players who can literally play anywhere across the pitch from midfield and onwards. He's that kind of player. But in terms of Europe, when it comes to Europe for the World Cup qualifiers, the FIFA World Cup European qualifiers, there's so many groups again there. But Germany did lose in Group A. They've only played 1 game, by the way. But their games are not many. They play 6 games. They play 6 games because their groups are for 4 teams apiece. So that means home and away. Then you will have, by the time we get around to March, the March international break, I think those teams will have played at least, let's see, today 2, another set of 2, another set of 2. They will have completed the 6 games already by the time we get to March. Because we have the October international break, then we have another in November, and then we call it a wrap for the year, and then we wait until March the subsequent year. But yeah, Germany did kick off at a losing start, and Northern Ireland bullied that fight as things stand. Switzerland are playing at the moment. They are leading Kosovo by 4-0. Sweden did share the spoils with Slovenia in a goalless draw. Greece beating Belarus by 5-0. Maybe let me see if I can access at least maybe, just maybe, one of those games, and I see if we can follow up on the events coming through from that side. Recently, my feed for some of these games has been breaking. So I wasn't managing to catch some of those games. Which game should we look at? Maybe Ukraine versus France. France are leading Ukraine by 0-0. Maybe that's a game worth anybody's time. I must acknowledge. We know the circumstances within which Ukraine are playing in these fixtures. We know what's happening in their country about the war that has been ongoing for as long as forever, and then yet France should be the more settled side. And by the way, France, I feel that France are going to suffocate from having one too many stars, because when you have players like Desiree Doué, uh, Bradley Bakola, Kylian Mbappe, Rando Kolomwani, Michael Olise, Ran Cheki, all these Usman Dembele, that's Hugo Ekitike, that's just too much talent. Oh, France just survived the scare of an equalizer. The ball was headed onto the upright. So Eduardo Camavinga, those are midfielders. But going forward, they just have one too much talent. They just have too much talent, you know. And oftentimes you can't help but wonder who are they going to field? Of course, Kylian Mbappe is a usual suspect. Ousmane Dembele and Michael Olise seem to be at the moment cementing their roles in the team, but you never know. You never know. Rando Kolomwani can be one of Marcus Thuram. I mean, there's just too much for talent for a team like France, and it must be coming. It will come. It will come to cost them, because I saw, particularly in that game against Spain, yes, during the UEFA Nations League, Didier Deschamps was trying to accommodate so many forward players that he sacrificed a midfielder, and they suffered for it. They suffered for it. So, but yeah, that's the kind of team that they are. That's the kind of team that they are. Anyways, it's a Friday evening. I know most people are out having partying and having fun and things like that. So I won't bother you that much. Allow me wish you a blessed night. Thank you so much for those of you that managed to catch this podcast. Those of you that will catch it later after it's aired, we do not take your time for granted. We do appreciate you a great deal. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Enjoy the rest of the games. For those of you that are following your respective national teams, the other day I was having a conversation with Michi Fan, and he was telling me that he supports Cameroon as opposed to England, because England are oftentimes disappointing him. So, but anyways, it is what it is. Our respective national teams give us the heartaches that pretty much our own clubs that we do support equally give us. So it's not sort of like unique to international or to national team football, but the kind of patriotism or the kind of pain maybe we feel when some of our countries lose could sometimes preponderate what we feel when our clubs lose, depending on who you are. Different people have different attachments to some of these teams. So yeah, basically it is what it is. Oh, what a brilliant pass by Michael Olise. Jesus Christ. Why did Bradley Bakola fire that ball? I mean, that pass was smooth. It was so smooth. Michael Olise's pass was so smooth. And it was Alexander Zichenko in midfield who, lost possession. But Bradley Bakola, he should be doing much better than this in that area. It was a beautiful through pass. He ought to be doing better than that in that kind of position. Smooth pass from Michael Olise. Anyways, have a blessed night, guys. We won't do a watch along because we're only three of us at the moment. So have yourselves a blessed night. We'll meet up again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.